It was late June 1984 in this small town of Northport, New York, where one event would turn this quiet village into a center for national attention. A 17-year-old named Ricky Kasso, a drug user who was obsessed with Satanism and the occult, was charged with the murder and mutilation of Gary Lauwers. Ricky later told officials that the murder was caused by a black crow that sent him messages from Satan telling him to kill. The crime attracted national attention and became the basis for the best-selling book, Say You Love Satan.
And I'm just sorry that it had to come to the death of my friend.
Northport residents, some of whom had known Ricky, expressed complete shock and wondered how this could have happened. But what led Kasso down that path will never be fully known.
I don't believe there was a cult. There was 2 or 3 people who walked around with satanic literature, who said or professed a belief in Satan, who said they practiced satanic worship.
By the time Ricky had turned 13, he smoked marijuana on a regular basis, and as the years went by, he continued to experiment with harder drugs, notably LSD and angel dust. By age 17, Ricky's friends had taken to calling him the Acid King. This was due to his never-ending supply of dope and his association with Satan as king. It was around this time that Kasso became fascinated with Satanism. Raised in a Christian household, the rebellious Kasso apparently was drawn to LaVey's The Satanic Bible. Sometime after, Ricky was arrested on a charge of grave robbing. He had dug up a 19th century grave and had stolen a skull and hand he intended to use for a satanic ritual. Ricky and several of his friends were linked to a local group known as the Knights of the Black Circle. This was a local satanic group known for its animal sacrifices. On the night of the murder, Ricky and some friends were at a gazebo in Cow Harbor Park and decided to go to some nearby woods to take mescaline. It was in these woods that Ricky began his vicious attack on Gary. He'd accused him of stealing drugs. What transpired that evening was a horrific attack of 32 stab wounds, 20 to the face alone. There may have been more. Investigators took over 2 weeks to find the decomposed body of Gary Lauwers in a shallow grave beneath the leaves. As Ricky was stabbing Gary, he was repeatedly yelling, "Say you love Satan." But Lauwers never did. Ricky and his friend James Troiano were eventually arrested and charged with the murder. 2 days later, Ricky hanged himself in jail with a bedsheet. There was only one witness to the crime. He turned state's evidence against Troiano, but was so compromised by his own drug use that he became an unreliable witness. This led to an eventual acquittal. Years later, these events became the inspiration of the band The Acid King, the movie Ricky Six, and of course, this film.
Are you 3 in that cult?
No. In the end, one can never understand what would possess a person to commit such a heinous act. But certainly Ricky's drug use and his infatuation with Satanism proved to be a deadly combination.